man, that was a close one after being up by as much as 13 points in the second half. The Indiana Fever find themselves in a dogfight late in Seattle, and we held on to win 5 straight W's for the Indiana Fever, 78-74. Man, that was a struggle.
Sophie Cunningham morphed into Steph Curry with a country twist, and Aliyah Boston. She flipped the switch in the fourth like it was her personal stage. The Indiana Fever are cookin', grandma style, serving up a third straight win with extra seasoning. Is this a full-blown dynasty in the making, or did someone toss jet fuel in their Gatorade? Because this game had drama, fire, and enough plot twists to rival a reality TV reunion special. One thing's for sure, the Fever didn't just play, they performed. Let's break it down, because this one was spicy.
Well, my God, the Fever did everything possible to blow a game, but still come out with the win. That was a near epic level collapse, folks. Wow, it should have never gotten that close. Lexi Hull, Stephanie White waited till the very, very last minute to put Stephanie Hull in on defense. She should have been in there from 2 minutes in, 2.5 minutes in on defense.
Sophie Cunningham wasn't just playing, she was out there directing a masterclass called Here's Why I Belong in Every Highlight Reel Ever. She brought that fearless takeover energy that makes defenders second-guess their careers and coaches start sweating through clipboards. Offense? Automatic. Defense? Clamped tighter than TSA at holiday travel. She was chasing down loose balls like they owed her money, hitting shots with rent-is-due urgency, and owning the floor like it was her one-woman Broadway debut titled Certified Bucket.
We needed big games from a few key players, and we got big games from Sophie Cunningham, a big game from Natasha Howard, and Ari McDonald. It was very noticeable how this team performed tonight with Ari McDonald in the game and with Ari McDonald on the bench. Ari McDonald was a key component to the Fever's victory tonight. Let's get right into it. Natasha Howard, big game from Natasha Howard. 21 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 10 of 12 from the field. Natasha Howard, she put in work offensively, she put in work defense.
If you're enjoying, please leave a like and subscribe our channel. And it wasn't just the shots, it was the fire, the edge, that get on my back, we're not losing energy that turns role players into game changers. Sophie wasn't just hooping, she was igniting. She was the battery, the spark plug, the emotional espresso shot this Fever team didn't know they were missing. Not just the heart and soul, she was the blood flow, the adrenaline. Every time Indiana hit a lull, there she was, barking orders, diving into chaos, and dragging the momentum back by sheer will.
I don't know what it is about certain parts of these games, certain halves of these games. It's like they didn't want Sophie Cunningham to touch the ball at all in the second half. And she finished with 17 points, 5 of 6 shooting, 4 of 5 from three-point range. And in case you're wondering, she's the only Indiana Fever player that hit a three-pointer this evening.
Then came the fourth quarter, and with it, a plot twist straight out of a coaching horror film. Sophie had the hot hand, the fire, the sauce. And suddenly, boom, bench time. Like someone hit pause on a heater mid-microwave. 5 whole minutes of prime Cunningham energy sitting pretty while the game begged for her spark. It was like watching your team pull the batteries out of their own remote during crunch time. Who needs momentum when you can just sideline it for fun?
They sure do know how to stress a brother out. The Indiana Fever just almost pushed me to a heart attack. I mean, Jesus. I mean, come on, guys. Come on, guys. My goodness. My goodness, man. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Ooh, I got to keep my towel on. My neck is wet. My neck is wet, guys. I'm sorry. They made me sweat. The Indiana Fever nearly blow a 12-point fourth quarter lead. We allow the Seattle Storm to go on an 11-0 run in the fourth quarter. Stephanie White, I keep telling y'all, I don't trust her.
Seriously, sitting Sophie during crunch time was like pausing a concert during the encore, like tossing out the fries and keeping the ketchup. It wasn't just questionable, it was blasphemous. This wasn't some routine rest break. This was the fourth quarter, game on the line. Sophie was cooking with microwave popcorn timing, and someone decided to unplug the whole appliance. She wasn't just scoring, she was igniting. Her energy was contagious, her hustle magnetic. Taking her out? That was like removing the battery from your phone mid-text. It's not even about stat lines, it's about soul. Cunningham isn't just a player, she's a walking adrenaline shot. Her presence steadies the chaos, fuels the defense, and makes every possession feel personal. The bench? That's not where that kind of leadership belongs when the clock's bleeding pressure. Coaches talk about feel for the game. Well, this move felt like someone lost the remote. Straight up vibe sabotage.
All right, man. So can we just talk about the elephant in the room, man? When we have hot hands, we have to go to the hot hands, okay? It just does not make sense to keep giving somebody who is cold the ball, especially in clutch moments. What are we doing? Stephanie White, what are we doing? My bad, y'all. I know this probably bothered y'all. What are we doing, Stephanie White? Let me close this out, y'all, really quick. Okay, there we go. You have to refer to your hot hands, man. Come on now. You had Kelsey Mitchell take. I feel like it was like 3 or 4 shots that she took in the clutch moments where they were coming back and the turnovers were.
Yet somehow, despite the chaos, the Fever held it down. Maybe it was the residual Sophie magic still lingering on the hardwood like confetti after a party. Or maybe it was Aliyah Boston hitting her fourth quarter do not disturb mode, offended by the scoreboard and ready to collect receipts. She didn't just show up, she went full boss mode, snagging boards, finishing through contact, spinning like she was auditioning for So You Think You Can Dance. That was a veteran power-up in real time. But the real shift? It hit the second Sophie checked back in. It was like someone plugged the team back into the wall socket. The pace changed, the body language changed, the fight returned. Because Sophie isn't just a stat sheet player, she's the heartbeat. She defends like a guard dog, talks like a captain, and lifts the team with sheer force of will. She's the player that locks eyes with you and dares you to give up. And the wild part? Everyone saw it. Fans, broadcasters, probably even the ref who missed 3 calls in a row. Sophie Cunningham wasn't just in her bag. She was handing out free samples. The fact that it took 5 minutes to realize that? Hilarious. Or tragic. Take your pick.
Indiana Fever survived the Seattle Storm. This was a hell of a game, and I have to be honest with y'all. I got to be completely honest with y'all. The Indiana Fever, hey, a win's a win. I'm not mad. We won. I'll take a win. But boy, are we lucky that this Seattle Storm team is borderline. They're borderline terrible offensively. This team, they play so slow. They can't score in bunches. I don't even know how they went on an 11-0 run. Well, I know how they went on a run. My point is, they don't score quickly enough, easy enough to even go on major scoring swings like that. That's not how they play. They are a slow, methodical team, and they missed. Skylar Diggins missed 2 wide open threes. Erica Wheeler missed a wide open 3 in the corner.
And instead of letting the chef finish cooking, the kitchen shut down for 5 full minutes. Why? A tactical brainstorm? An overcooked analytics chart? Divine vibes from the coaching gods? Who knows? What we do know is this. Sophie's value isn't always loud in the box score, but it shouts in the soul of the game. Her leadership isn't curated, it's chaotic in the best way. That's not just energy, it's culture building. And with a young, fiery squad like the Fever, that kind of presence is priceless. Sophie doesn't just play, she anchors. She doesn't lead from the front like a spotlight queen. She leads from the trenches, the blueprint, the glue, the vibe check. She's not your cookie-cutter role model. She's the real one, the sweaty, scrappy, ride-or-die teammate who turns every game into a full-blown mission. Her presence turns hustle into art and grind into joy. No shortcuts, no attitude problems, just gritty basketball with a flair for the dramatic. Sophie makes the court feel like a family reunion, if your family was competitive, loud, and allergic to losing.
Absolutely are like they're now well and truly up there with the best of them. They're looking like they're going to get into that 4-5 matchup no matter what. Like, if you look at the standings, they are 17 and 12. They're like a half a game back on the Phoenix Mercury. If the Phoenix Mercury somehow lose tonight, they go ahead of the Phoenix Mercury. They are an entire game ahead of the Seattle Storm, and they have the tiebreak over the Storm. If they win one of the last two against Phoenix Mercury, they have the tiebreak over the Mercs.
So, yeah, Cunningham is that girl. The kind that gets underestimated by box scores and over-delivers in ways no metric can measure. She may not always lead in points, but she leads in everything else that matters. Effort, communication, confidence, chaos control. And yes, occasional trash talk sprinkled with Midwestern charm. By the end of the game, the Fever weren't just a team, they were a unit. If anyone's wondering what lit the fire under this team's recent success, don't overthink it. It's not just plays or analytics or fancy rotations. It's a little something called culture. That's Sophie. The pulse, the voice, the heartbeat. So maybe next time, the coaching clipboard can take a back seat to common sense. If Sophie's torching the place, maybe, just maybe, don't bench the flame. Keep the heat on. Let the game breathe with her energy. Because when she's out there, it's not just basketball. It's electric. And really, the rest of the league better start paying attention.
Hey, bro, we have a lot to discuss in this one. One thing being that the Indiana Fever has picked up their 5th consecutive straight win. This is their best record in over 10 years, and they have a chance to become second place in WNBA rankings. Yes, so all of the people that said that the Indiana Fever was out of contentions to winning the WNBA championships, I'm here to tell you, they are looking silly today.
Because if Sophie Cunningham is the soul of this Fever team, Boston is the anchor, and Clark is the spark, then Indiana isn't just winning games. They're building a blueprint. One clap, one dive, one chaotic Cunningham possession at a time. And let's be honest, if basketball had a heartbeat, Sophie would be it, pounding at 120 beats per minute, full throttle, no breaks, no apologies. So when she got benched in the 4th quarter, mid-firestorm, mind you, it wasn't just questionable. It was borderline criminal. That's like cutting the mic during Beyoncé's Bridge. That's not strategy. That's sabotage dressed up in a polo shirt and a headset. Maybe it was fatigue. Maybe it was some long game rotation logic. But none of that matters when your team needs adrenaline and the walking shot of espresso is sitting on the bench hydrating like she's in a Gatorade ad. It didn't make sense then, and it doesn't now. But credit to Sophie. No pouting, no passive-aggressive glances. She checked back in, relit the fire, and went right back to work like a professional chaos coordinator. She doesn't just bring energy. Every play, every possession, she injects life into this team like a one-woman defibrillator. And that's what makes her invaluable. She's not just a player, she's a force. Controlled, unpredictable, loud, clutch. Sophie Cunningham isn't riding the wave. She is the wave.
The odd makers had picked the Indiana Fever to actually lose this game in Seattle. in Seattle. No one thought that they can go to Seattle and get a win on the road. And I'm here to tell you, it got shaky in the fourth quarter.
So I'm happy that we kept our composure, even though Seattle went on an 11-0 run. We've been through situations like that, but I think that we just stayed together and we talked about it and we moved on to the next play.
I also think it shows the growth that we've had as a team, because early in the season we were just so inconsistent, and if teams were to do that, we would normally lose those games. But it just shows that we're getting closer, we're trusting each other, and I think that's the biggest part, is trusting and knowing that we can win those games even if they go on.
Let's be honest, Sophie isn't just playing well, she's playing with purpose, attitude, and the kind of don't mess with me vibe that instantly raises the ceiling of any team she's on. Her energy has been volcanic since CC's been out. While the league's been busy dissecting Caitlin Clark's minutes, passes, and astrology sign, Sophie's been out here casually turning into the team's heartbeat with zero fuss and 100% fire. And here's where it gets real. I'm becoming a full-blown Sophie Cunningham fan. Like, build a shrine in my living room level fan. Because this woman is not only balling out, she's doing it while being hilarious, honest, and absolutely unfiltered. Post-game interviews? With good sportsmanship. Maybe a smirk, but still with that undercurrent of bless your heart domination. And that's what's making her rise with the Fever so satisfying to watch. While CEC recovers, the spotlight has opened up, and Sophie didn't hesitate to snatch it like someone reaching for the last piece of fried chicken at a cookout. Every game lately has turned into a Sophie showcase. Full court hustle, defensive stops, trash talk, veteran swagger, and facial expressions that deserve their own meme pack. She's the player who will lock you down and then wink at you like, "Good try, sweetheart." You want her on your side, because if you're on the other bench, you're in for a long, sarcastic, soul-snatching night.
So that is 5 in a row. That is 5 wins in a row for the Indiana Fever. That is something I didn't think we were going to do it. I didn't think we were going to be able to win 5 games in a row. With or without Caitlin Clark, winning 5 games in a row isn't easy. And that's another. Up until last week, the Fever had not beaten a plus 500 team in the regular season since Nalissa Smith and Lexi Hull's rookie season. Since their rookie season.
But the funniest part? She's not just doing all this for show. There's substance behind the sass. When she's on the floor, the Fever are more cohesive. There's structure. There's balance. The defense clicks. The ball movement is cleaner. The tempo feels smoother. It's like her presence gives everyone a mild case of "let's stop being chaotic" syndrome. And she's making it impossible to ignore the fact that the Fever's resurgence is just as much about her gritty leadership as it is about flashy stats. While some players need the spotlight to perform, Sophie turns on under pressure like a motion sensor light in a haunted house. Sudden, unexpected, and slightly terrifying for the other team. She thrives in those moments when the game gets messy and physical and intense. The more chaotic the play, the more locked in she gets. She's the rare player who somehow looks more comfortable diving into the stands than shooting wide-open jumpers. And yet, she can do both. With flair.
Oh my goodness. What are we doing? What are we doing? You had a Sophie Cunningham who was on fire, 17 points, right? 5 rebounds, 2 assists, shot 5 of 6 from the floor and 4 or 5 from the 3. Didn't touch the ball not one more time in that clutch moment. What are we doing? What are we doing? Boston was also on fire, 7 of 11 from the floor, 16 points, 1 block, 3 steals, 2 assists, 12 rebounds with that nasty dopo, and didn't necessarily put up a shot in those last minutes.
Also, can we talk about how Sophie Cunningham might be the funniest person on a basketball court while actively dominating it? She's out there chirping at refs, cracking one-liners mid-possession, and casually dismantling her defenders with a grin like she's hosting a roast in real time. It's not performative or annoying, it's authentic. She's got that, "this is my house and I'll clown you while locking you down" energy that makes the game fun and fierce. And what really seals it? She's not just doing her own thing in a vacuum. She's elevating everyone. You feel it in the huddles, in the bench reactions, in the way teammates erupt when she hits a big shot. It's like her energy plugs directly into the team's chemistry meter and cranks it to 100. She's building something, not just stats, but trust. And that kind of vibe, you don't teach it, you earn it, play by play, possession by possession, possession after possession. Sophie quietly said, "Don't worry, I got this," and proceeded to go full renegade, and it's led by a gritty, funny, unbothered baller who will absolutely body you on defense and then crack a joke about it afterward. The league better take notes, because the Sophie Cunningham experience is in full swing, and if you blink, you might miss a 20-point night, 3 steals, 5 laughs, and 1,000 new fans, me included. If you enjoyed leaving a like and subscribing, more videos are on the screen now.